Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Danielle. Today all we're going to need is a strap. And if you don't have a strap, you can use a towel, a belt, a scarf, a dog leash, anything that you have just lying around to help kind of stretch our shoulders out today, okay? So you can just place that up at the top of your mat, and we're just going to start in a seated position. Just sitting up nice and tall, maybe rocking a few times just so you can sit right on top of your sit bones. And actually, let's just start with the crown of our head, okay? So just draw circles, just nice and easy here. And then slowly just reverse your circle, going in the opposite direction about 2 or 3 times. And again, you can move as slow as you like. Okay, great. And then just bringing your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep lengthening up through your spine. Sit up a little bit taller. And then we'll switch sides, right ear to right shoulder. Good. Drop your shoulders down. Sit up even taller. Great, and then bringing your chin back in line with your spine. Good, arms reach out to the sides, and then just coming into just nice big side bend. Okay, it doesn't matter which way you start. We'll go nice and even on both sides here. Good, switching sides. Good, and then slowly coming on up, and gently just fold forward, just over your hips, just nice and easy. Let your head be heavy. And then come on up and switch the cross of your legs, okay? And we'll do that same thing all over again, starting with the crown of the head. Okay, so circling about 2 or 3 times, just nice and easy. Just kind of hearing and noticing where you have any cracks, kinks, okay, a little bit of tension. Good, and then slowly switch sides, reverse your circle, going in the opposite direction. Great, lifting your head back in line with your spine, then right ear to right shoulder, sit up nice and tall. Good, left ear to left shoulder, drop your shoulders down, lengthen through your spine, sit up even taller. Bringing your head back in line with your spine. Then again, those side body stretches, just reaching over to one side. Good, and slowly switching sides. And slowly rising back up, folding forward over your hips, nice and gently. And again, dropping your head, making it heavy. Don't worry about how far down you go. It's really about finding a stretch through your spine. So if your spine is rounded, that's perfectly okay. Great, and then slowly rise up. Okay, and then we'll grab that strap or towel, scarf. We've got lots of options now in our home, right, that we can use. Okay, so you're going to take your strap in your hands, okay? And you want to make sure it's nice and taut here. And we'll go about shoulder distance apart or wider, okay? So I know personally for me, my shoulders are pretty tight. So I like to go wider than my shoulders. And it just makes it a little bit more accessible. I get a little more of a deeper stretch by going wider. So if your arms are even this far apart, that's awesome, that's fine. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different, and just go to your edge and you can, switch back and forth if you wanna go wider or shorter, as in like bringing your hands closer together. You can kind of switch back and forth, okay? So this first round, we're gonna keep the strap nice and taut. We're gonna reach our arms up over our head, and we're gonna slowly just bring our arms just down, just by our knees, okay? And again, keeping your arms as straight as possible, keeping your strap nice and taut. Good, sitting up tall, and then try not to let your shoulders creep up with you, okay? You wanna keep your shoulders down as you move here, okay? Let's just do 2 more. good. This last one, we're gonna keep our arms up over our head and we're gonna bend our elbows out to the side, bringing the strap maybe behind our head. Maybe it doesn't even come behind our head. Maybe it just comes to the top of our head. But as long as you're feeling your rhomboids kick in here a little bit, strengthening the shoulders, the back, but also finding a little bit of a stretch through the front of the chest. Okay, and it might be really small, it might be a huge stretch. Okay, everyone, again, is going to be a little bit different. Go, let's just do 2 more. Good, last one. Great, straightening your arms up over your head and then slowly lowering your arms down by your knees. Good, and then just take a break here, kind of roll your shoulders out a little bit, forward and backwards. Okay, great. Now we're gonna do that same side body strap, stretch with the strap, side body strap, okay? But we're gonna go a lot wider than our shoulders, okay? So I'm almost going as wide as if I could stretch my arms all the way out, but again, depending on what you're using, you may have to shorten your stance with your arms, the length of your arms, okay? So we're gonna stretch our arms up over our head. I'm gonna go a little bit wider, and I'm gonna lean over to the left, okay? And I'm not taking my strap just over to the left. I'm letting my whole body lean to the left, so my head is staying in the center of my arms here, okay? Good, and then we're gonna come back up, and then we're gonna lean over to the right. And again, try not to, try to resist just moving your arms. You wanna move your entire body, keeping your head in the same spot as you were when you were seated, okay? And again, you can try this with your hands closer together. It makes it a little bit harder, okay? It's easier to kind of want to let your arms do the work here, but let your torso lean. Let your head go with you. Let your arms stay in this nice big frame. So your arms are barely moving at all. Actually, they're not even moving. It's really yourself moving, your spine, your arms, and your head is following, okay? Good. Let's do that one more time to each side. Good, and I even noticed like I kind of cheated a little bit, so you can always go back. Good, let's do one more on the other side. Great, and then coming on up. Okay, good, and then again, drop your arms down. Give them a nice little shake out, rolling them forward and backwards. Okay, great, and then last thing before we get into a little downward dog action and standing sequence, okay? So arms reach back up over your head. Again, strap is shoulder distance apart or wider, okay? My strap is nice and taut. From here, now we're gonna move our arms, okay? So we're gonna tick-tock our right arm up by our ear, okay? And then again, this will change for everyone. You might have to lower this left hand down a little bit. We're gonna reach this left arm back behind us ever so slightly, okay? And then we'll get a nice big stretch through the left arm, bicep, maybe your anterior delt, maybe a little bit in the pec, the front of the chest. Good, and I'm gonna bring this left arm back in line with my shoulder and my rib cage, and then I'm gonna tick-tock the opposite. So left arm comes up over my head, right arm reaches out to the right. Okay, good, so I'm kind of like in this L shape. Then from here, I'm gonna bump my right arm back ever so slightly, and again, go to your edge. You may be able to reach all the way back, and you'll feel a nice big stretch through your chest. Again, your shoulder, maybe your bicep, depending on how tight you are. Good, again, try not to twist here. Try to keep your shoulders square to the top of your mat, forward, and just reaching that right arm back. Good, bring your right arm forward, and then bring your arms back up over your head, and then slowly lower your arms out in front of you. Good, okay, and then just take the strap and just move it off to the side. And we'll make our way into tabletop onto hands and knees. Ooh, our shoulders should feel nice and open now, okay? So let's get into a little work here. So gently moving in and out of cat and cow. So now we can really start to feel all that work that we just did. Now we're doing a little bit of weight bearing here. So we can feel the mobility and the strength in our shoulders and in our spine. Okay, great. Slowly coming into neutral spine. Nice long tabletop here. Right arm's going to reach up towards the sky, twisting open. Okay, good. If you want to circle out your wrist a few times, that's great. Okay, good. From here, we're going to bring our right arm underneath our left, threading the needle. So right arm drops down, Left hand can stay under your shoulder, or you can start to walk these left fingertips forward towards the top of your mat. And again, if you want to come into any binds here, you're welcome to come into any arm position that feels best for you today. Good, left hand lowers back down. We're going to unwind. Right arm reaches back up towards the sky. Good, lowering your right hand down, we'll switch sides. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Okay, so we're twisting open here. And then circling out the wrist. Good, and then threading the needle. Left arm under your right, dropping your shoulder down, squaring your hip, so bump your right hip back. And then taking that same exact arm position you took on that first side, okay, for the second side. Okay, if you did a little variation, you kind of move through all of them, that's great. Good, breathing here. Good, right hand lowers back down. Unwind, left arm reaches back up towards the sky. And then exhaling, lowering your left hand back down. Okay, we're gonna walk our handprints just a little bit forward, so our hands move forward just a little bit. And then we're gonna tuck our toes under, lift our hips up, coming into our first downward facing dog. Okay, so we're in this nice long stance here. Upside down V position, and then feel free to pedal your feet out, bend your knees, tread through your feet. Good, find a little bit of stillness here. Notice how open your shoulders feel, how open your chest feels. And then use the strength of your arms to press, your hips back and up towards the sky. And then turn your kneecaps on. Okay, so you want to have strength through your legs here. Great. And then lowering your knees back down onto your mat. Okay, good. From here, we're going to step our left leg forward in between our hands. Okay, so we're just going to step this left leg up. From here, so we're not stacked up on top of our joints. Okay, we're going to walk this or bump this right knee back. Okay, so I like to just tuck my toes under and then lift my knee and then scooch my right knee back. So again, I'm finding a little bit of length here between my legs, okay, so that my hips have somewhere to go. And then I'm really getting this benefit of the stretch through the right hip flexor and the psoas as well, okay? So walk your hands up your left leg and then press down onto your left quad to lift your chest up. Okay, good, lift your spine up. Press down here. Feel a nice big stretch again through that right hip flexor. It's all about the right leg. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Good, hands lower down. Now we're gonna bump our hips back over our right knee. Now we're gonna stack up here to straighten our left leg. Toes float up towards the sky for a nice big hamstring stretch. Good. We'll get another chance to do a hamstring stretch, so be patient here for this first round, okay? The first one's always a little tough, okay? Good, use your breath. Okay, great. Let's bend back into this left leg, okay? Hands will shift forward. We'll step the left leg back into tabletop, okay? I know it's not like the most graceful way to kind of move in and out of this posture, but this is how we're doing it today, okay? Your right foot steps forward. And again, notice if you're like stacked up on your joints here, okay? And again, we want to create a little bit of space here. So we want to pick this left knee up and just shift it back ever so slightly. So again, our hips have somewhere to go, so our hips aren't back, right? We're pressing our hips forward. Right knee still stacked right on top of my right ankle. We're walking our hands up our right quad. And we're pressing and using resistance here to lift my chest up, lift my torso up, dropping my shoulders down as I sink my hips down. Okay, so again, find that resistance so we're not dumping into our joints. We're using the strength of our body, okay, to find these stretches. Nice active stretches. Good, from here, hands lower down, hips shift back over the left knee so that you can straighten your right leg. Toes float up towards the sky, and again, just be, gentle, mindful, patient here as you stretch out these hamstrings on the right side. Great. Bending back into that right knee. We're going to step back into that tabletop again, okay? Yes. Okay. Setting back up in your table. Inhaling, looking up towards the sky. Exhaling around your spine, cat. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Good. One more. Inhaling, cow pose. Good. Exhaling, cat. Round your spine. Good. Coming back into neutral spine to gently shift your hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Okay, so now our legs should feel like they caught up with our shoulders, feeling a little bit more length and space through the backs of the legs. Okay, looking up at your hands, gently traveling to the top of your mat. Take your time. Feet will be hip distance apart here at the top of your mat. Let's hang on to opposite elbows. Gently just swaying back and forth here, stretching out the hamstrings, and also remembering that this is also a big stretch and lengthener for the spine as well too. Okay, so you can bend your knees so you get a nice stretch through the low back. Great, and then release your arms down. Let's slowly roll up to come up to standing. Take your time as you rise up. Arms reach up over your head, and exhaling, hands at your heart center. Good. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, nice big forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Okay, and we're going to gently step back into our plank pose. So setting up nice and strong here. See if you can start off with straight legs, okay, just to get a nice little measurement here. And then if you need to lower down onto your knees, then you can go for it here, okay? But staying up nice and high on your legs here, on your toes, okay, pressing the floor away. Okay, and today when we move through our chaturanga, we're going to move through it with bent knees, okay? So now we'll lower our knees down. And again, resist the urge to press your hips back so we're not in tabletop, okay? You want your hips pressing forward. Okay, so our abdominals are engaged. Now we're going to lower and hover just 3 times. And again, toes can be floated up off the mat or down, okay, whatever feels best on your body. Okay, so lower and hover halfway, and then press right back up. Good, lower and hover, press right back up. One more, just like that. Lower and hover, press right back up. Okay, keep that integrity. As you lower all the way down, see if you can get your chest to touch first. Then your hips will follow to lower your hips down. Good. Okay, great. And then from here, we're going to stretch this right arm forward, okay? Right arm forward. I have my left hand under my left shoulder, but you can place it wherever feels most comfortable for you, okay? Great. We're going to lift our right arm up and our left leg up, okay? You can keep your head on the ground or you can lift your head up off the mat, okay? So whatever feels best for you. And lower right back down. Right arm lifts, left leg lifts, so opposite. And lower right back down. One more, just like that. Right arm and left leg lifts up. And exhale, lower back down, and then we'll switch sides. So left arm reaches forward. Good. Okay, left arm lifts, right leg lifts. And again, your head can stay down or your head can float with you. Good. And then lower right back down. Lifting up. Left arm, right leg, lower down. Good. Last one. Left arm, right leg lifts, opposition here. And exhaling, lower right back down. Good. Move your left hand back under your shoulder. Okay, now we'll just move our upper body. Shoulders peel up off the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, your shoulders, your head, your neck up off the mat. Exhaling, lowering right back down. Good. Inhale, lift up. So we're doing everything a little bit in 3s on the ground. Okay, good. And then one more. Lift up. Here's your back bend, baby cobra. Good. Exhaling, lowering back down. Now our legs are going to lift 3 times. Okay, so inhale, lift your legs up and lower down. Good. Both legs lift up off the mat. They don't have to be high, and lower back down. Lifting both legs up and lower right back down. Good. From here, we're going to shift back into tabletop. And again, keep that integrity. We want to move strongly here. So you want to press as a whole. So try to resist the urge of like arching back and scooching back, okay? You want to lead with your hips. So think about your tailbone helping press you up in one piece. Good, and then we're gonna make our way into downward facing dog. Good, okay, so there was our little flow, getting the blood going, getting everything going here. Okay, we're gonna step up into warrior one, okay? So you can come through it from downward dog or through tabletop, okay? We'll step the left leg forward first, okay? So take your time. Left leg steps forward. Again, all those adjustments, you want to bump that right knee back if you're coming in from low lunge. We'll ground the right heel and then take your time to rise up, to come up to standing with warrior one legs, shoulders dropping down, nice strong straight back leg. And as you press into your right pinky toe, your right heel, let your spine lift up a little bit taller. Find a little more length. Drop your shoulders down. Radiate energy out through your fingertips. Good. Exhaling, hands lower down. Now we're going to straighten this left leg. Here's our second hamstring stretch. Okay, so wide leg pyramid pose. Okay, good. And again, don't worry about how, deep you're going in the stretch. If you need to have a slight bend in this left knee, that's absolutely fine, okay? Try to find yourself feeling nice and sturdy here. Great, bend back into this left leg, okay? And again, stepping back through your tabletop or downward facing dog, whatever feels best for your body this morning. Great, right leg steps forward, warrior one. Okay, take your time setting up left heel grounds. You can use your hands to climb up your legs, to rise up. Good, grounding through that left heel, that left pinky toe. And as you press down, lengthen out through your spine. Find more space, especially through this low back. Okay, shoulders drop. We created all that space, so keep it there. Good. Good, inhaling in. Exhaling, hands lower down, and then gently start to straighten this right leg, coming into wide leg pyramid pose. From here, bend back into your left knee, but this time we're going to step forward, standing forward fold. Okay, take your time, spin up onto those left toes to help step up towards the top of your mat. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhaling, bowing forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing, and exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay, great. Moving into tree pose. Okay, so again, we're going to start with on the left leg. Okay, so we're going to pour all of our weight into the left foot. Right knee's going to move out to the right. Okay, and then I'm going to start low today. So I'm going to bring my right foot just below my knee. Okay, so and above my ankle joint. So I'm right in between here. And then I'm using my legs to press in towards one another. So again, you're finding that resistance. Hands come to your heart center. Finding your balance, and of course, if you're near a wall, you can always have your fingers on the wall to help with your balance, or a chair in front of you, whatever feels best here. Good, see if you can lengthen your spine even more. There will not be any stillness in this pose. It'll be more like active stillness, so not a lot of movement, but your ankle might be finding its way, a little shaking, a little wobbling. Okay, that's all good stuff. Okay, that's your stability kicking in, your strength kicking in. Okay, see if you can hug your right knee into your chest. Okay, so take your time. You're gonna float your right foot off your leg, and you're gonna hug your shin in. And again, it doesn't have to be as high as mine. You can keep it a little low, just a little contact on that knee. Good. From here, we're going to step back, okay, into warrior one. Go slow. Good. Your stance may look a little different. That's fine. Arms reach back up over your head. Good, arms reach forward. We're gonna step forward again, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Good, tree pose on the right side. So pouring all of your weight into your right foot. Left knee moves out to the left. And again, anywhere above or below your knee joint. Again, today I'm gonna go a little bit lower just to kind of change it up, okay? I'm always used to bringing my foot up, so it's nice to kind of, you know, kind of step back or try something different. So challenge your balance either way. Okay, it's not easier with your leg lower or higher, okay? It's still balancing. Your stability still gotta kick in, okay? So gotta keep your concentration and your focus as you balance here. And then again, find that resistance, find that strength pulling in towards your midline. Left knee moves towards your chest. Hugging in, finding your balance, and just balance. Float your left leg back, warrior one, take your time. Good, take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhaling, hands move forward. This time we're gonna step back, downward dog. Okay, here's our last downward dog. Good, lowering down onto your knees. Let's move into child's pose. Okay, good. Here in your child's pose, try to make your arms a little more active. If you can't lower your hips all the way down, that's fine. You can come into like a puppy dog pose, okay? So your hips will be over your knees, okay? I'm just trying to get us to kind of like slow things down, connect back with our breath, and it may all look a little bit different for everyone, okay? Okay, good. Look forward. Okay, we're gonna interlace our hands. We're gonna come into a low plank, okay? Forearm plank, I should say, okay? So we're gonna shift forward. Shoulders, you know, wanna kind of move towards your elbows, okay? Straightening your legs back behind you, okay? Creating this nice long line, press the floor away, and then look, instead of looking back and down towards your feet, okay? See if you can shift your focus towards your hands or even past your fingertips, okay? So again, you have a nice long spine. Good, breathing here. Okay, we're just gonna breathe for 5, 4, 3, you got this, 2, ooh, shaking is good, and last one, slowly lower all the way down. Now you can kind of worm all the way down. Good, and then now we're just gonna flip over onto our backs right away, okay? Good work, everyone. Lots of strengthening and balancing core work and stability work, okay? Okay, so let's set ourselves up for bridge pose, okay? So feet are hip distance apart, ankles and knees are all in line with your hips, arms down by your side. Inhaling, lift your hips up towards the sky. And then once they've lifted up, walk your shoulders underneath you to interlace your hands behind your back. Okay, resist the urge to let your knees press out. Hug your knees in towards your center line. Okay, and create some space here through the front of your neck and the back of your neck. Okay, so your throat and your neck, the back of your neck, have a little bit of space here. Good, release your arms and then slowly lower back down onto your back. Good, 2 more times just like that. Inhaling, lift your hips up towards the sky, walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Okay, staying here, or if you want to add, you know, kind of change it up. Okay, I'm gonna reach my right leg up towards the sky and lower down. Left leg will lift up, straight or bent, does not matter. And lowering back down. Good, releasing your hands, releasing your hips back down towards the earth. Okay, good. One more time, lifting your hips back up. Again, any variation here. Walking your shoulder blades underneath you, interlacing your hands behind your back. Good. I'm just going to add a heel lift this time to lift my hips up even higher. And I'm just going to do that 3 times, okay? So feel free to pause, hang out at the top, okay? Or you can move through this little ankle lifts, heel lifts, I should say. Okay, good. Drop your heels down, release your hands, and slowly lower it back down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. And just placing your hands on your rib cage or on your hips. Okay, good. Using your arms to help guide your legs together. Take your time. Gently hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Good, and then slowly stretch your legs out onto your mat. Just a really short shavasana. And again, you can always pause the video if you want a longer shavasana. Good, arms down by your sides. Closing your eyes and allowing yourself to breathe in the benefits of your practice. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, making circles with your wrists and your ankles, shifting your head from side to side. And when you're ready, stretching your arms up over your head, gathering your knees into your chest, and make your way onto your side. Good. And then using your arms and your legs to help you come on up to a seated position. Good. Sitting up nice and tall again, find more length, more lift. Hands that come together at your heart center. Good. Inhaling in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste. Great. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this fiery practice, and we'll see you next week. Bye.